Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Blu-ray Hunter. I'm the Blu-ray Hunter, Jonathan Moody, and I've got a really fun show for you guys. We're gonna do another showcase. We haven't done one of these in a while. I call them a showcase. Sometimes I call them a spotlight. Basically, it's just a show off of a movie or a box set or something that I own. That I'm very much that I love, and so I decided to do my 4K of The Warriors. If you haven't seen The Warriors, it is a classic movie. It is about this gang that they go to like a peace rally with all the other gangs, like every gang in New York meet up and everything. And not every gang. Did you find out later that there's some gangs that weren't invited to it? They weren't told about it. But anyway, they go to they're in one part of New York, I forgot what part, and they have to get back to Coney Island after this one guy shot and killed the peacekeeper, the one that was trying to keep the peace, and he was in one of the biggest gangs and all there. I think they're called the Griffs, and he was part of that, and then he got shot. His name was Cyrus. He got shot, and they got blamed for it by the guy that shot him and said, "Oh no, it was the Warriors that did it." So all of a sudden, the Warriors have to go from that area in New York all the way to Coney Island and make it before the gangs kill them, basically. Because all the gangs are out looking for them. It is crazy. It is such a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it. So, this is a two-disc 4K. So it's got like the theatrical cut and the alternate version, which is the director's cut basically, by Walter Hill. I hated the director's cut, so I will never ever watch that. But I'm very glad that we have the choice. So we got that. You get the Warriors here. You get also these badass looking little postcards and stuff. So bust these out for you. You get little stickers, like the Lizzies and the ponies and the riffs. Yeah, the riffs. Okay, not the griffs, the riffs. And then you got the Warriors and the Rogues. Orphans. Orphans, I believe, were the band, the group that weren't invited out. I really like the guy looked like David Schwimmer. Like I was like, is David Schwimmer in this movie? Hold on one second, guys. A line over there. All right. You got all of these stickers, so I'm not going to show you all of them, but then you've got these little postcards and stuff, like little cards here, which got all the pictures of all the gangs and the the warriors at the time. That's pretty awesome. This dude was my favorite, man. He was my favorite character. He was pretty awesome. So you know all those things. There's a few more in there, but I'm not gonna show everything. Um, but freaking Arrow outdoes themselves sometimes and puts out cool stuff like that. So I thought that was awesome. Then you got the movie, the one 4K. You got the other 4K. I mean, both of these are in 4K. None of them are in Blu-ray. So there you go. And last, but definitely not least on that, is here it is, like a New York subway guide. That's also like basically a booklet that will tell you everything about the Warriors and whatnot. So pretty cool. I don't know. Pretty happy with it. I haven't read it all of that stuff yet, but I kind of perused it and checked it out and happy about that. And so then you put them all together. Um, like I said, and then you put this on here, and so you got a nice slipcase for it as well, which I think is pretty cool. Um, and everything's kind of like, look, that's different than that, It's like both sides, like the Warriors and then the bad guys. Those are the baseball guys. Uh it's got on the theatrical cut, it's got like a new audio commentary by a film critic, Walter Chow, author of a Walter Hill film, which is a book, I guess. War Stories, a new interview with director Walter Hill, a whole lot of magic, a new round table discussion with filmmakers Josh Olson, who did a history of violence, Lexi Anderson, who did Green Street Hooligans, and Robert D. Krasowski, who did A Man Who Killed Hitler, and then Bigfoot. They discussed their love of the Warriors and the work of director Hill. Battling Boundaries, a new interview with editor Billy Weber. Gang Style, a new interview with costume designer Bobby Mannix. Armies of the Night, a new exclusive look at the costume designs and photographs from the archive of designer Bobby Mannix. Sound of the Streets, a new appreciation from the composer Barry Dvorak, and the music of the Warriors by film historian Neil Brand. Isolated score option come out to play, a new look at the iconic locations of the Warriors Coney Island home turf, the beginning and archival extra looking on how the Warriors came to be, featuring interviews with producer Lawrence Gordon, actor James Remar, who I love, editor Dave Holden, and writer director Walter Hill. Battleground and archival extra, in which director Walter Hill and assistant director David O. Sosna look back at the difficulties of shooting on location in New York City, the way home, and archival extra focusing on the look of the film, with contributions by the director of photography Andrew Laszlo, the phenomenon, and archival extra featuring director Walter Hill and the cast of The Warriors, and the theatrical trailer stuff. That's awesome. And once again, it has also uh the basically the director's cut, which has I don't know what it is, like it's a bunch of like comic book looking stuff, like everything's kind of like comic booky, and I absolutely hated that because I bought it on DVD, excited that it's the director's cut because usually director's cut's really cool, and maybe adds like a few extra minutes of stuff that you normally wouldn't see, and I was like, all right, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, I was very disappointed. And I was more disappointed because they didn't have the theatrical version. So this, when I looked this up, I had to make sure that this had the theatrical version as well as the alternate version, which I, even though I'm not a big fan of the alternate version, I still want it there because it's part of the history of the Warriors. Like, I think it came out in like 2005, and that's what Walter Hill originally wanted. I don't think it worked for me, at least. Some people I might like it. I don't know. But anyway, that's the Warriors. So on here, take a look at that, and yeah, you can pause it there if you missed what I said. But yeah, here you go. Check this out. It is pretty cool. Yeah, it says the gangs outnumber the cops 5-1. So awesome. So many gangs out there and everything, and they're all taking over the city. And this is definitely a time period, a time capsule into the 70s. And it is so well done. The chick from I think if I'm correct, the lady from like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, who talks to the contestants or whatever. She's in it as well as the voice of the DJ, on the radio, who's throughout the whole movie and everything. I absolutely loved watching this movie again when I rewatched it, and it still holds up. And I mean, thank you, Arrow, for putting this out, but also thank you, Arrow for just making a great packaging. Like this is just very well done, and it is well worth it. And if you haven't bought this, but you're a big Warriors fan, you need to do it. You need to step up and do it. I know sometimes they have like a half off sale at Barnes and Noble. that would be the perfect time. I think that's where I got mine. And this movie, like True Romance and a few other movies, are some of my favorite movies that, they kept. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.